Thank you, Kaylee, Bernadette, and Alexis, for your moving and important words. Good afternoon, seniors, families, and friends. My name is Jackie Schechter, and I'm honored to represent Dunster House on the Senior Class Committee.
Yeah, Dunster!
I have the pleasure of introducing today's female Ivy Orator, Taylor K. Phillips. Taylor K. and I met freshman year when we lived 2 floors apart in Weld. Since then, Taylor K. has found a new home in Kirkland House and completed her English concentration and dramatic arts secondary. She has served as the president of the improv troupe On Thin Ice and performed in numerous theatrical productions. She has also honed her love for Red Spice Chicken and Tina Fey. This summer, Taylor K. and her sister Tess will be performing a 2-woman comedy show in her hometown of Kansas City, Missouri. Then she'll move to New York, where by day she will work as a creative strategist for a marketing company. By night, she'll pursue a future career in comedy. Taylor K. would like to thank her parents and her sister for their love and support. Please join me in welcoming Taylor K. Phillips, our 2015 Female Ivy Orator.
Thank you, class officers, faculty, and friends for having me today. It truly is an honor to speak to some of you, and a privilege to make the rest of you feel inferior to me for the next 7.5 minutes. For I stand before you today having truly beaten the odds. I have walked the hallowed halls of Harvard and come out the other side with 2 things they told me I could never have at the same time: an English degree and a job. I stand here a shining beacon of hope for the next generation of young girls sitting at home right now, rudely correcting someone's grammar. And to them I say, you're right, little Susie, it is whom. But today is not about me and my job. Graduation is about something bigger than us. In the next few days, we'll get to hear from a number of distinguished Harvard alumni, like today's incredible speaker, actress Natalie Portman, and tomorrow's speaker, who is also great. But graduation is also a time of reflection. And I had a lot of questions coming into today about me, about our class. Who are we? Where are we going? What is Gungaroo? And to find my answers, I did exactly what my 4 years of a Harvard education taught me. I Googled it at the last minute and found enough very specific things to get me participation points. When we leave Harvard, according to Wikipedia and XXIvyMom238 on College Confidential, we will leave the Harvard class of 2015 and join a new group called the Millennials. The comp is super simple. You literally just have to be born between 1983 and 2002. So it's like almost as easy as writing an op-ed for the Crimson. But, guys, some of the facts I learned about millennials, I feel it my duty to impart to you, since 2015 is actually the year in which the millennial generation is poised to overtake the baby boomer generation, both in terms of numbers of people in the workforce and in actual physical force. The baby boomers are very old. But we're not beating the previous generations at everything. For instance, only 26% of millennials right now are married. And I just want to throw out there that I am available. I have an almost spotless medical history and a degree in dramatic arts to fall back on if the English thing doesn't work out. So if anyone would like to beat those odds, not anyone, mostly anyone who's going to work at Bain or who shares a name with a Harvard building, or Dean Corona. I also learned that we are staying at our jobs for less time. 58% of millennials will leave their jobs after 3 years. And this one stuck out to me because I have a job, but also because it speaks to, I think, a type of constant creative restlessness among us. Or maybe they just fire you after 3 years if you keep showing up 7 minutes late to everything. But all of this moving around between things can also be really exciting. Just look at our speaker today, Natalie Portman. She left Harvard and has changed tons of things, playing Anne Boleyn and Padme and soon Jacqueline Kennedy. And as a woman, I think it's really inspiring to know that I can also leave Harvard and have so many opportunities to be a powerful person's wife. But changing vocations isn't as easy or fun as making a joke about the quad in your class day speech. Guys, it's so far. But seriously, 4 out of every 10 millennials does not have a job. And to those unemployed in the class of 2015, I say, look to the person on your left. Look to the person on your right. If you had to take too long to decide which direction was which, that's probably why you're unemployable. But hey, millennials are doing great things too. 75% of millennials have made a financial donation to a not-for-profit institution. Money to UNICEF for vaccines, or to the Human Rights Campaign for legislative fees, or to our favorite nonprofit, Harvard University, for SWI. More good news, 47% of us are tolerant of other races and other groups. 47%. That is almost half. And our cultural horizons are expanding too. 13% of the millennial generation has seen a drag show. And thanks to Harvard's Hasty Pudding Theatricals, 50% of Harvard students can audition to be in one. And also, just as a public service announcement, statistics also show that we as a generation are more trusting than our predecessors. So I have to tell you guys, there is no $10 Amazon gift card. You just filled out a survey. You weren't entered in anything. The fact is, we're all going into a world of big data that sometimes thinks it knows us better than we know ourselves, but we know the percentage game better than anyone. Because before we start counting ourselves among the 61% of millennials who feel their personal responsibility to help the world, or the 39% who apparently are just like, nah. Let's not forget that only 4 years ago, we sat out here as the storied 6.2%, and A Blue. And we all swelled with pride, despite the fact that, and I did the math on this, I am, and each of you are, 0.06% of the graduating class of 2015. You are not even a whole percent. But when I got that email, when I cried with my parents and gave my little sister an inferiority complex that sent her to therapy, on Ivy Day, hey Tess, hey, love you. On Ivy Day 2011, I felt like a whole percent. Hey, I felt like 49%, and I know what 49% feels like. I got one on an Ec 10 midterm once. 49%. It's my first college B. The truth is, in the grand scheme of things, we each all make up like 0.00004% of the millennial generation. But one of those 0.00004% was the first person to say hi to me on campus. One of them cast me in my first big musical. 3 of them are the folk and myth department. Two of those 0.00004% have been to every single show I have ever been in on this campus. 100%. One of you 0.00004% actually left your jacket in my room. And I'm mostly packed up, but I'm just gonna send a picture to that list, and if it's not yours, just reply all no. So as we all go out into the world, probably, according to statistics, unmarried, living with our parents, trusting, philanthropic, barely employed, and racist, let's not forget, Mark Twain once said, that someone else once said, that there are 3 types of lies. Lies, damn lies, and statistics. Because The internet doesn't know all of these things about us because it cares. It knows because millennials have over $1 trillion worth of purchasing power, and they're trying to get us to buy things. And even though it may be tempting to use these numbers to further stratify ourselves and compare our successes to those of our peers inside and outside of Harvard, let's be the however many percent that resist. In our quest to beat the odds, let's not forget to stay odd. Except you, Harvard tour guides, y'all need to stop. Thank you, class of 2015, for a wonderful 18% of my life. Congratulations. And for the 74% of you that are still single, my number is 816-744-0188. Do you get something? 816-744-0188. Thank you.